life has been full lately, not just with deals, but with people. And one conversation in particular really stuck with me. I'm working on a deal with a seller who didn't just need to sell her home. She needed something a lot deeper than that, honestly. And we ended up having a completely different kind of conversation than what I expected. Before I get into that, I'm going to be giving you guys just some updates on what's been happening this season. Kids have been nonstop. I've had multiple closings. I'm working through flips. I was in charge of leading a officer retreat with elders and deacons. It's just been really full. Not to mention, had some sickness. Allergies have been crazy. I had strep throat last week. Kids overall have been great. Wife and I still not sleeping great through the night from our youngest, but hey, this is what life is, right? Yeah. So, I mean, that's been part of why I've had a gap, but this is what being a business owner, invested father, and I would say follower of Christ looks like. We have different hats that come up at different times. And my goal for you all listening is making those right choices when we have them on what you should be doing. One exercise I did about 3 weeks ago was I did a time audit of how I spent my time and reworked my calendar, blocking off every minute of each day from Monday to Friday. Left my weekends sort of loose right now. That's probably my next goal, is to go ahead and fill that up with certain intentional tasks. But a great exercise for anyone feeling a little bit lost and with the wind on their time schedule. For those that are, I would say, high achievers, this is something that was taken care of maybe years ago, but I think it's good to refresh it, because even if you block it off, seasons change, workloads change, priorities change, and it's good to keep different buckets of time blocked off throughout the week, such as a date with your wife that can look different than just taking her out for a restaurant. It could be being with her in the mornings, or giving her some opportunity to be by herself. Maybe that's not a date, but to do her own thing, maybe in the middle of the day. Of course, be with your kids, some one-on-one time if possible, and then block off specific work blocks. So it's not just like, hey, work. It might be, I'm going to be doing capital raising on this time, and then deal finding on this time, and podcasting on this time, etc. So that when a meeting comes up, you kind of have a specific bucket that you can already know right away. Hey, it's going to be Tuesdays or Thursdays between this time if you want to meet or do a Zoom call or whatnot. I'll give my feedback on, I was asked to help lead an officer retreat at my church. Now, if you were asked to do that, hey, we want you to just help us plan this weekend retreat, and it's going to be at the church, so it's not going to involve a lot of travel, can cater the food. You can build a committee to help you do what you need to do and delegate accordingly. What would you say? Of course, that question is only answered depending on what you have in your current season. But I would think that most of us would say no, because this is a busy season. We got kids, we got work, health, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But I said yes. And I'm really thankful I did. There was some extra time spent planning this, and I learned actually more about myself and how I delegate and work with people. And one of the biggest aha moments that I probably faced was leading up to the event within the last week or two, when I started asking people for help because other people maybe had dropped off or had some time constraints. I was surprised by the yeses I received. I thought to myself, hey, I'm going to be bothering these people by asking for, hey, could you help pick up this speaker at the airport? Or when things are offered to me, hey, would you like me to pay for this and I can just get reimbursed later? Or do you want me to book this room and then, I'll handle the details? I would say yes. And it felt great because I was getting things done. And even though I wanted to say, let me do it, I don't want you to be troubled by something, it wasn't that much of an ask to have that person do that thing. And then what ended up happening was our friendship actually grew from them helping me. So by me asking for help, we now had more of a connection versus me just kind of doing everything. So I saw that in multiple ways, and I learned new people's names. That's another big thing. If you're ever part of I almost want to wear a name tag at church every Sunday now, because names matter so much to me. And when I forget someone's name, it really irks me. And then I'd rather try to snoop and find it, or I'll just ask them again. I've kind of learned to just get over myself by forgetting. And when you can call them by name, that's when relationships really start. When names are exchanged, this is duh, Kenny. But if you're facing sort of some relationship connecting issues, whether at your church or at your business, whatever it is, learn the names of whoever it is that you're with. And then from there, you just build. Okay. Again, duh. But that's been really fun for me to start calling different people by names in my church and then take that next conversation. So that's been another sort of hat that I've been wearing. I've had some really big check writers come in the last few weeks to invest in this fund that I have open right now. It's a Kansas City 260 unit ground up development apartment complex. And it's going to be very nice, luxury, class A type of stuff, smart living. It's going to have smart features on lights and utilities and appliances, et cetera, et cetera. Really, really cool stuff. Front leader type of investment and with an excellent team. So that's been exciting to be a part of that amidst everything I just mentioned. And one of this sort of a surprise benefit of doing what I'm doing is I've attracted sort of the opposite side of, you got sort of the rich business owner who wants to save time and have more margin to do what they want to do by investing into real estate passively. And then you have the other side, which is people that have no money, but they want to start growing that wealth, starting that wealth. So they have time or connections with people with money or people with potential deals that they're looking to sort of make all the ingredients work, make the puzzle piece sort of complete. So I've had a few investors reach out to me saying, "Hey, found this deal. Would you look at it with me?" So I've had 4 different sort of potential JV partnerships happen. And that's been really exciting for me because I love coaching and helping people and connecting with people in ways that I am gifted with. And of course, I mean, deals to me are the bottleneck in a lot of investors' journey. Is like, I just need more deals. I need more leads, more marketing, more sales. If I had more deals, I'd have more options to say yes or no to whatever it is. And that also forces other problems. Hey, now I need more money, or now I'm going to start wholesaling or offloading some of these things. So that's been really great. And one of those deals, the deal I mentioned at the beginning of this episode, was a deal that was brought to me from a realtor who said, "Hey, this lady, we call her Amy. Amy is facing foreclosure, and can you put something together for her and see how you can make it work?" Well, this is really my specialty. Is when someone is facing something urgent or scary in regards to like we need to sell this thing fast. I'm able to calm them down, give them options, and then work with my group of private money lenders or other institutional banks to say, let's figure out how to make this deal work. And it's never easy. Okay. It's always one of those things where you hope it will be easy, but I probably spent about 20 hours or more over the last few weeks, and she's in her mid 70s. She's extremely emotional and scared, and she's very forgetful as well. So something that was exciting though, that I want to share with you guys is I had a conversation with her somewhat unexpectedly, but things were getting pretty emotional almost every meeting. So, in that situation, how do you console them? So, as a Christian, it's very natural for me to say, "Hey, what are the problems here? And let me share with you, how I find peace or how I am secure in my faith or what God has done for me." And I ended up just giving her the gospel with Bible verses and praying with her. And can't say I cried with her, but I was, with her, and that was awesome. And that was a fabulous win that I had that I wanted to share with you guys. So my call to action for you guys on this episode and that story is, how are you loving your neighbor? The Good Samaritan was a story that God said, "Hey, these 2 people walked by this guy that was hurting. They were too busy. They had their own agenda. They were unable to help. But a Samaritan comes by and stops what he's doing, takes care of the person, gives them clothes, pays their bills, takes them to the hospital, and that person loved their neighbor." Do I succeed in this every time I run outside the door? No. But ask yourself today, who is it that God wants me to minister to? Could be your wife, most likely is. It could be your kids. Again, probably a daily thing. But could be someone else off your list that you're not really expecting. So we're all wired differently. I probably lean into those conversations more readily than most in regards to feeling fulfilled through connecting and relating with people and helping people in this way. And the way my schedule is built is I'm looking for certain deals. This lady is a link into that deal, and she also is in need of a savior. And as I see my lens of what life is, and I'm here because of this deal, God has me there for his own purposes. So be open to what those are. Be humble to see yourself as a servant of Christ who is just reflecting and showing people his love in whatever way you can, from the way you're wired as well as where your feet are planted today. Guys, thanks for the check-in episode. Hope that helped. I am back now, so expect weekly episodes. There's quite a hurdle to get over, but I'm excited to be with you all. Hit me up on the show notes. You'll find ways to connect with me. If anything resonated with you on today's episode, that deal in Kansas City, local deals in the upstate of South Carolina that you want to discuss, chat about, whatever it is, love to chat. Thank you.